When you talk about being a well-rounded gun owner in America, there are 5 firearms that form the backbone of any serious collection. These aren't exotic safe queens or overpriced toys for bragging rights. They're the practical, proven workhorses that cover everything from teaching the basics and hunting for food to defending your home and standing ready for situations you hope never come. Each one is affordable, available in 2025, and trusted by millions of shooters for good reason. If you don't have at least some of them, you're missing the essentials. Forget the hype, forget the gimmicks. This list is built on decades of real-world use, updated with today's optics-ready pistols, modular rifles, and reliable classics that refuse to die. Let's walk through the 5 guns every American should own and why leaving any one of them out means leaving yourself unprepared. If there's one rifle that almost every American shooter has touched at some point, it's the Ruger 10/22. This little rimfire has been around since 1964, and by 2025, it's still the undisputed king of the .22 LR world. Ask 10 shooters what they learned on, and at least half of them will smile and say the .22. It's light, it's cheap, it's forgiving, and it has trained more beginners than any other rifle in American history. The truth is simple: if you don't have one, you're missing the foundation stone of your firearms collection. The .22 LR cartridge itself is a marvel of practicality. It recoils about as hard as a BB gun, and it costs less than 5 cents a round in bulk. That means you can shoot all afternoon without emptying your wallet. Compare that to running 5.56 or 3.08, where a couple of hours at the range feels like paying rent. The 10/22 lets you work fundamental sight, picture trigger. Control safety habits without distraction. It's the rifle you hand to your kid, your niece, your buddy who's never fired a gun before, and you know they'll walk away grinning instead of flinching. But don't think of it as just a toy. The Ruger 10/22 has put more rabbits, squirrels, and varmints in the stew pot than almost any rifle in North America. With a simple scope mounted, it's a small game hunter's dream. And when it comes to pest control rats and the barn raccoons raiding the trash, it's a quiet, efficient solution. In a pinch, yes, it can serve as a defensive option too, though that's not its primary role. Then there's the customization. The aftermarket for the 10/22 is massive. Stocks barrels, triggers, extended magazines. You can turn a bone stock rifle into a precision tack driver or even a tactical trainer that mimics your AR setup. It's the Lego set of the gun world. Some folks have dumped more money into customizing their 10/22 than the rifle originally cost, and they'll tell you it was worth every penny. Durability. I've seen 10/22 that have fired tens of thousands of rounds without ever missing a beat. They may look a little beat up, but like an old pickup truck, they just keep running. One shooter once told me his 10/22 had outlasted his car 2 jobs and 1 marriage. That's staying power. Bottom line, the Ruger 10/22 is not optional, it's essential. If you call yourself an American gun owner and don't have one yet, you're skipping the most important first step. And if you think you can build a collection without it, you're already missing something huge. If the Ruger 10/22 is the training wheels of American gun culture, the Glock 19 is the daily driver. This pistol has earned a reputation so strong that it borders on boring, and that's exactly why it's indispensable. By 2025, the Gen 5 version has refined the platform with MOS optic cuts, improved barrel accuracy, and ambidextrous controls, but at its heart, it's still the same tough, no-nonsense sidearm trusted by millions. Think about it. Law enforcement across the country runs Glocks. Countless civilians carry them concealed every day, and every gun store from Alaska to Florida has a Glock 19 sitting in the case. Why? Because it just works. Drop it in the mud, leave it in the truck, through a freezing night dump a few thousand rounds downrange. This pistol shrugs it off like nothing happened. There are prettier guns, sure. There are fancier triggers and flashier finishes. But when your life is on the line, reliability beats looks every single time. The Glock 19 hits the sweet spot in size. It's compact enough to carry discreetly inside the waistband, yet large enough to shoot comfortably at the range. The 15+1 capacity in 9mm gives you plenty of firepower without turning your holster into a brick. The recoil is mild, the controls are simple, and the manual of arms is practically foolproof. That's why beginners can pick it up and feel confident, and veterans can run it like an extension of their hand. There's also the aftermarket universe. Want a red dot? Mostplate makes it easy. Need night sights? Dozens of options. Want to trick it out with a compensator stippled grip or even a Gucci slide? Go ahead, though half the charm of a Glock is that it doesn't need any of that to shine. And let's talk about price. Around $500 to $600 in 2025 gets you one of the most proven handguns on earth. That's cheaper than a weekend hunting trip and a lot more likely to save your hide when trouble finds you. The Glock 19 isn't glamorous, but that's its beauty. It's the workhorse, the jack of all trades, the pistol that simply refuses to quit. If you don't own one yet, you're not just missing a gun, you're missing the standard by which all others are judged. It's 3 in the morning, the house is quiet, and then you hear glass break in the kitchen. You roll out of bed, grab the shotgun by the nightstand, and the moment you rack that pump, the intruder's heart drops through the floor. That sound is one of the most recognizable warnings in the world, and it belongs to the 12-gauge pump. For millions of Americans, the Mossberg 500 is the shotgun of choice. And for good reason. This gun is as simple as it gets. Pump point shoot. No delicate mechanics, no finicky controls, just a manual action that works whether you've got birdshot, buckshot, or slugs in the tube. That versatility is unmatched. Birdshot keeps it manageable for new shooters, and useful around the farm, buckshot is devastating for home defense, and a slug turns the Mossberg into a deer hunting hammer. It's like having 3 guns in one, all for under $400. Durability is another part of the Mossberg legend. These things live in barns, patrol cars, duck blinds, and bedside safes for decades. They get rained on, dropped in mud, abused on hunting trips, and still cycle shells like nothing happened. I've seen old Mossbergs passed down from grandfather to grandson, scratched and scarred, but still perfectly functional. This is not a safe queen, it's a workhorse that loves getting dirty. The ergonomics set it apart too. The tang-mounted safety on the Mossberg is intuitive and ambidextrous, making it a favorite for left-handed shooters. The action release is right where your thumb expects it to be. Everything about it screams practical design, and if you want to customize the aftermarket, is deep. Shorter barrels, longer barrels, extended magazine tubes, even tactical furniture if you're into that look. There's an intimidation factor here that can't be denied. A pistol might go unnoticed in the dark, but a 12-gauge pump sends a message loud and clear. Home defense scenarios are rarely ideal, and sometimes just the presence of a Mossberg 500 is enough to end the encounter without firing a shot. Bottom line, the Mossberg 500 isn't just a shotgun, it's the do-it-all tool that adapts to nearly any role. From ducks to deer to defense, it's proven affordable and nearly indestructible. Skip it, and you're missing one of the most versatile firearms an American can own. Love it or hate it, the AR-15 is America's rifle. No other firearm sparks as much debate at the dinner table or on the news, yet no other rifle has been embraced so fully by everyday shooters. By 2025, the AR-15 platform is more than just a rifle. It's a cultural symbol, a modular toolkit, and for many of us, a way to sharpen skills while standing prepared for whatever comes. What makes it essential isn't politics, it's practicality. The AR-15 is lightweight, chambered most commonly in 5.56 NATO, with recoil so mild that even new shooters can handle it comfortably. The standard 30-round magazine gives you sustained firepower, and the controls are intuitive enough that muscle memory develops fast. Whether it's a Ruger AR-556 as an entry-level option or a high-end Bravo Company rifle, the fundamentals are the same: reliable, adaptable, and easy to shoot. Then there's the modularity. No other rifle has an aftermarket this massive. Want to swap a trigger drop in a new barrel or mount an optic? It's all plug and play. You can turn a budget rifle into a precision long-range rig or a competition-ready carbine piece by piece, like building your own hot rod in the garage. Some folks spend years upgrading, while others are perfectly happy with a stock rifle right out of the box. That flexibility is what keeps the AR-15 at the top. The cultural footprint is impossible to ignore. It's become the Ford F-150 of firearms, ubiquitous, practical, and endlessly customizable. People criticize it, glorify it, misunderstand it, but at the end of the day, millions of Americans trust it for home defense, ranch work, hunting varmints, or just running drills on the weekend. And don't forget the price. In 2025, an entry-level Ruger AR-556 hovers around $700, which makes it attainable for most shooters. From there, the sky's the limit. You can keep it basic or sink a fortune into rails, optics, and accessories until it looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Here's the truth. Leaving the AR-15 out of your collection is like being a mechanic without a wrench. It's the cornerstone of modern American firearms ownership. If you don't have one, you're not just missing a gun, you're missing the rifle that defines our era. There's something almost cinematic about lining up a bolt-action rifle. The wind is light, the field stretches wide, and your target sits 600 yards out. You steady your breath, squeeze the trigger, and the crack of the shot echoes as the bullet lands dead center. That moment of precision is addictive, And it's why a bolt-action rifle isn't just nice to have, it's something every American shooter should own. Unlike semi-autos built for speed, a bolt-action thrives on patience and accuracy. One shot, one hit, no excuses. By 2025, rifles like the Ruger American Tikka TFX and Bergara B14 dominate the field for hunters and long-range enthusiasts alike. The Ruger American is budget-friendly, often under $500, yet rugged enough to take into the woods year after year. The Tikka TFX with its buttery smooth action feels like driving a luxury car compared to a pickup. And the Bergara. That's a precision machine built for shooters who want to stretch distances beyond what most people think possible. Caliber choices matter here. The timeless .308 Winchester remains a favorite because it can take down deer elk and bear while still being affordable and available in nearly every shop. But the rise of 6.5 Creedmoor has changed the game in recent years, giving shooters flatter trajectories and longer reach. Both prove that a bolt action isn't limited to hunting. It's the bridge into serious marksmanship. There's also the tradition factor. Bolt actions are often the first serious rifle passed down through generations. Fathers and grandfathers teach responsibility, patience, and respect for the shot through these rifles. More than one family dinner has been supplied by venison taken with a bolt action that's older than the hunter carrying it. This isn't a gun for spray and pray. It's deliberate, disciplined, and deeply satisfying. Sure, racking the bolt after every shot feels old school compared to an AR, but that's the charm. A bolt action teaches you that every round counts. Miss and the deer is gone. Hit and you bring home meat for the freezer. Without a bolt action in your collection, you're missing the precision edge, the hunting heritage, and the ability to reach farther than any other gun on this list. It's not optional, it's essential. These 5 firearms create a complete foundation for any American who takes shooting seriously in 2025. From the first lessons on a .22 to the reach of a bolt gun and the defense of a shotgun pistol and AR, you now have the blueprint for a collection that actually works in real life. Let me know in the comments which of these you already own and which one is still on your list. Hit that subscribe button for more straight shooting gun talk, and I'll see you in the next video.